Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one counter over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on 30-minute time frame and looking at the scenarios from these lows again of November 10th. Again, during the weekend we can be looking at the higher time frame, but for now again we are in a very somewhat critical area here on the smaller time frame, so we're going to be focusing on that instead. So the idea here, the main idea has been that we have created a three-way structure here into an A wave and then a three-way pullback into B. B is very shallow though, we've got to acknowledge that. Then we would be looking for another C wave up higher, just due to the fact that B wave has taken out the lows of the starting point of A, or the origin of A. Since then again, we have a couple of different possibilities in this structure here, so let's zoom in a bit. So we had a five-wave structure here into wave 1 or wave A. Again, wave A is due to the fact that we have a possible diagonal in our hands, and then we would be having this as an ABC coming down for that wave 2 or wave B. Then another 1 2 1 2. The reason why I did not originally think this was a 1 2 1 2, it was just because again this lower degree wave structure is larger than this one, and this here did not really give out too many characteristics of an impulsive move. However, later on as we have pumped up higher, we have acknowledged that that was the case. Then third wave here, fourth wave and fifth wave into that third wave. Now there is possibility where wave 4 is here and this is wave 5. There is also a possibility, however, where wave 4 is somewhere down here and wave 5 is yet to come, and we are dealing with some kind of expanded structure here. That has to be kept in mind, and if we start to go up once more again, that might be the case. At the moment, if we are labeling this as the ABC structure for that diagonal, and let's assume it ends up in here, we could be saying that okay, this would be then that wave 1 that I was talking about. The issue with this one is that this being a wave 1 is going to give out characteristics that this is going to be just going up higher. However, it's not going to be reaching the top of this A wave. And that is the main target again on any ABC, taking out the highs of that previous A for that wave C. And this is going to take a lot of time, and it is going to be so large in comparison to this wave A. It doesn't have the perfect look. That has to be something that we have to be keeping in our minds for sure, given these probabilities and thinking what is most likely to happen. Even if this is a three-way structure, the next structures down shouldn't be too much lower. We have this channel here that I've placed as a temporary. Assume that again this was the top. If the price goes below this trend channel, then we would no longer be looking at a contracting structure. At the moment we have already extended this structure here beyond the 1-to-1 of this. So internally, I don't think we should be calling this as a 1 2 3 4 and 5, because again, if we do, generally that is the place where this whole thing turns into an expanding diagonal. Although we don't have any information about that yet, if that is going to even be the case, we'll just have to acknowledge that this structure here is larger already than the first one. So if we want to have a diagonal there, then that would probably be the best bet at the moment. Again, I don't trade personally the expanded diagonals, so I would be skipping on that, and I would be looking into more other counts instead. But other counts that we have is this one, where we had a W here, 3 ways into X, and then 3 ways into wave Y. This would be ending the count actually. And again, depending on your view of having this as a wave 4 or having this as the fourth and fifth already completed, depends on your again preference. I'm already short on this one, but I wouldn't mind us going higher taking out one more high, because again, wave 4 is still possible here. If we take out these lows, these previous wave 4 lows, then we can more confidently say that, okay, this whole 5-way structure is done. But until that point, we can still expect, at least have a possibility as a one more high here. The reason that I don't really like this count is because again, this third structure here, this ABC, is not going anywhere close to the wave W. Again, we have met the minimum extension that I have, yet this is again not really my favorite, just due to the fact on higher time frame we don't get anywhere close to the 1-to-1. Then we had this count where we had the similar start, where we had this as an A wave. Then we would have this as a W wave of a lower degree, so ABC into W, ABC into X, whether again it's done or not, does not really matter on the time frame that we're looking at this count. And then we would be looking for 3-way structures for that wave Y to be taking place. That would again lead us to the completion of this 3-way structure. Again, the idea would be taking out these lows, grabbing the liquidity on the bottom here, and then shoot up. Again, that would fit the idea of having this done, grabbing the liquidity down at the bottom, then having a pull upwards, taking out the liquidity here, and the continuation higher trend to the downside would continue. So that is something that we should definitely keep in mind and have as a possibility. Although this wave B here is extreme in the time it takes to create, again, it's not really extreme in price. We are still within this same area. Of course, this area is pretty large. It's around 10 to 15%, depending on where you want to be measuring it from. But again, it's somewhat of a range. One more thing that I want to mention on the smaller time frame is the length of wave 4. If we are comparing the length of wave 4 here, of this higher time frame or high degree, this white one, to this previous wave 4 of lower degree, we get the 1-to-1 extension here around 22nd, around 17:10 my time, give or take a few minutes. But that is the only thing that tells us that if we place the wave 4 up in here and wave 5 up in here, it would mean that this whole structure would be smaller in time than the previous structures of lower degree. And that is a bit less likely to be happening. Generally, the higher degree wave counts are taking longer as well in time, because again, they are high degree. So that is something else to consider. This gives the possibility of having this as the wave 4 here somewhere around, more probabilities, and more likely scenario would be this, that wave 4 is not yet done at these lows, but instead we would be creating it somewhere here with an expanded structure. There is a possibility where this whole thing is already over. There is not really a good looking structure coming down from here. I can't really seem to fit a good looking structure. There is, of course, a possibility where we would be doing this as first structure, this would be some kind of second structure, and then this is a third somewhere into these lows. Again, nothing really solid here, and we have pretty much a double bottom here, not giving us too much confidence on that these are actually the lows, because again, these have retraced so much. Let's actually check which one of these is lower. So this one is 5.1.2 and this one is 5.2.4. So this is actually the low here at the moment, at least. And sure, we can be saying that we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, but again, no divergence here, which does not really support the bullish case from these lows, as of yet at least. But I think that is going to do it with Bitcoin at the moment. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.